Peace to everybody. This is about never before seen photos of 9/11 taken by first responder released. And as you can see here in the pictures, the one on the left is when the Twin Towers were hit, and the picture on the right is when the tower aftermath. Archivists have uncovered around 2,400 unseen photographs of Ground Zero in New York taken after the 9/11 attacks in 2001 after buying a stash of CDs at a house clearance sale. So yeah, they have uncovered a lot of CDs. They uncovered. There was a lot of pictures in them, all 2,400 unseen photographs of them, of the after the 9/11 attacks in 2001. It is believed the photos were taken by a construction worker who has not yet been identified, as they helped clear up the wreckage of the World Trade Center in the aftermath of the terrorist attacks. And so they think that a construction worker may have taken the pictures, but they can't identify him right now, him or her. So as they helped clear up the wreckage of the World Trade Center. Though the CDs were reportedly in poor condition, the salvaged photos were uploaded and shared on Flickr by Jason Scott. So Jason Scott had uploaded a bunch of pictures to Flickr because the CDs were reportedly in poor condition, and you could only salvage so much of the photos that were taken that day. Here's one of the photos that Jason Scott uploaded to Flickr of the Ground Zero that day. The photos show a range of images from the site. Pictures of Ground Zero both at ground level and from above. Construction workers as they sift through the rubble and the severely damaged structure of the buildings. So yes, they were taken from both at ground level and above. Construction workers, they were going through the rubble and the severely damaged structure of the buildings. The attacks claimed almost 30,000 lives when hijackers flew planes into the Twin Towers in New York, the Pentagon in Virginia, and a field in Pennsylvania. So there was like close to 3,000 lives lost. Some of them from the Twin Towers in New York City, they jumped to their death because they had no way to get out. They needed help. Nobody came to help them, so they just jumped out the window to their death. And of course, it's terrible when you got to do something like that when nobody comes to help you, but it happened. So, and these people should have never died at all, but with the attacks that were coming from the hijackers, the Pentagon in Virginia hit that too. They had to close the Pentagon because of one of the planes flew into that. And of course, there's a field in Pennsylvania that left a pretty good scorch marks in the ground after it hit the ground. Here is one of the other pictures that was taken above of the Ground Zero of what happened that day. Dr. Jonathan Burgess, whose partner discovered the photos at the sale, told BBC News, "Genetically, these items are neglected at sales. It's very likely these would be in a dumpster by now had we not gone. It's a miracle the discs transferred so well. CD-ROMs of that age are pretty spotty." Yeah, so they were neglected at sales. Nobody wanted to buy them because they kind of figured, well, they're just going to throw them out. So they were likely to be in a dumpster, but they weren't. So it's a miracle the disc transferred so well of all these pictures. Here's another picture of what happened at the Ground Zero, and it's really sad what happened. Hundreds of thousands of people worked in the immediate aftermath of the 9/11 attacks. It is believed many people went on to suffer illness because of it, due to exposure to toxic contaminants or because of injury and trauma from the day itself, according to the World Trade Center Health Program. And so after the 11 attacks. People had suffered illness due to exposure of toxic contaminants. We don't know what kind of toxic contaminants they are, and people had trauma in their life, and it's sad. And of course, there was one woman. She was covered in dust, and everybody called her the Dust Lady, but she has passed away some time ago. I forgot how many months ago, but she passed away from all the illness and everything else that was coming at her. Dr. Berger said it was his partner who found the CDs in the house clearance sale, and sharing them was about doing what's right for humanity. Burgess also suggested those who are moved by the images should think about donating to a worthy cause. Yeah, so if Dr. Berger's partner found the CDs at the house clearance sale, and sharing them was about doing what's right for humanity. So in other words, uploading them, getting them out as fast as they can, and also they should have think about donating to a worthy cause. Here's another picture of the ground zero, what happened that day. Burgess and his partner passed the CDs on to their colleagues, Jason Scott. They had to use a CD recovery service to retrieve a number of images. In total, there were around 2,400 pictures on the disk. Pictures of the rubble as well as of the construction workers on the scene show the extent of the devastation the terrorist attacks caused. So they passed the CDs on to Jason Scott. He retrieved a number of images of 2,400 photos on disk. So that's a pretty good amount of photos that were never released at all after that day. And whoever took those pictures, they have not been identified yet, but somebody took those pictures. Construction workers on the scene, they show the extent of devastation of the terrorist attacks caused. And it's really sad that all this happened so terribly, that the Twin Towers fell down. Even the hotel that was behind the Twin Towers fell as well. So, that whole ground zero had to be condemned. And now that the new Twin Towers are there, we're just hoping that nothing will happen to them. Leave your comments below. I am out.